Oh, I am hungry as. I'm trying not to cuss in the first minute, but I am hungry as you cannot believe. Oh my god.
Well, talk about it.
Well, I told you last week I was going to fast,
Yeah.
and so I did.
We talked like we haven't talked in a week.
Well, yeah, but we got to catch everybody up,
Yeah.
you know? But yeah, so I fasted for a week. Means I didn't eat any food whatsoever. Um, I know a lot of people are like, "That's unhealthy," and this, that, and the other, and you know, I mean, like I said, they're wrong. But so, like for me, why I wanted to do it, it was because my right leg, for whatever reason, cramps up really bad, and like I can only like at the gym if I'm on the treadmill, I can do a tenth of a mile before it'll cramp up. Then I gotta stop, wait, then do it again, and go another tenth, stop, wait.
Yeah.
So I was kind of reading through the like internet doctor, you know, and
YouTube certified.
yeah, right. And part of it could have been my weight and like retaining water through high sodium, stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure energy drinks don't help. So I went on a fast, and it wasn't a true fast. You know, like I have soda or an energy drink. I did drink more water than what I normally consume in a week,
Yeah.
but and V8, like that was actually pretty good. I know you say that's cheating.
I don't say VH cheating because that is just juice, but we had an argument about smoothies.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could kind of look at smoothies the same way. Like, I guess I could see your point on smoothies.
It's just blended up food.
Yeah, but I mean,
It's just food but smaller.
it's liquefied. Like, I don't know.
It's food but smaller.
But I mean, you digest differently whenever it's a liquid.
If you dice up a tomato and you blend the tomato, it's still a tomato.
No, it's ketchup.
What? Well, that's different because they add a bunch of shit to it, and it's like
Vinegar.
it's powder. It's not like actual
Vinegar.
Yeah, but they powder it. They don't just blend it
I'm
up.
gonna run down and go get me a ketchup bottle real quick.
It's got a bunch of shit in it.
You just imagine that. That's all they hear is fucking pat, 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 pat. You're running all the way down the stairs. Okay, let's be honest. I wouldn't run. Yeah,
It wouldn't be no pet.
just be like an off balance to a tuck and roll. So, but anyway, yeah. So I fasted. I made it till the day and 7 days, and then I bought a 3.3 pound hunk of meat,
Yeah.
and I
And at least like a 2.5 pound other hunk of meat.
yeah. So anyway, I bought some beef and some baby carrots, some mushrooms, some green onion, and some beef broth. Cooked it in the oven. Sitting down there right now. So this may be the one that I'm all like, all right, hours up, let's go. I gotta go.
And I made mine differently because you got two, and we cooked them differently.
Yeah,
Mine, I seared it, got a nice little crust on every side of it,
yeah.
covered it in butter, put it in the oven, put even more butter, seasoning, garlic salt, onion powder. It's literally like a huge fucking sirloin.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I feel better. Um, I've been sleeping a little better. Dropped about 6 pounds.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put all that back on today, though.
Oh, I'm sure.
But I don't know. I'll probably do it again next week. Like after today,
Really.
I'll start again.
I mean, that's kind of how our ancestors did it. Like, they didn't have a refrigerator to keep shit, you know? They would go on their hunt, go get a bunch of food, eat up real big one day, and then they wouldn't eat for who knows how long.
Well, like day one, you don't really notice. Day two, you're like, you got to fight it off a little bit. Day three is hard.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like I'm looking to like latch onto anything.
Yeah.
But that's also the same day that you notice like difference and stuff. Like I could walk into wherever and I could smell any kind of food and know what it was.
Yeah.
My vision was better.
That's a turkey sub with Swiss. It's cut in half.
Yeah. And I could hear better. I could see better. like all your senses are like heightened because that's whenever you go into like the whole like starving hunting mode.
Yeah.
And you still have plenty enough energy to hunt, so like your body goes like a full thing. But that night, I couldn't sleep because like I was just on full tilt.
Yeah.
Like just I don't know, my body was trying to get me to go hunt, and
Look for the jaguar.
yeah, right. And then I made it through that night, and then I don't know, 4 or 5, 6 and 7 was fairly easy. Like you just kind of quit thinking about it.
Yeah.
But went to the gym the other day. I went 6/10 of a mile before my legs started kind of cramping up.
Yeah.
Stopped for about 30 seconds and then finished out my mile. Then went to a cycle and did just over 2 miles. And I fucked up because I took a fitness test on that thing. Have you ever done one of those?
I mean, I've done the fitness gram in high school, but
No, I mean like on a machine.
no.
Yeah, so you got to put your age in, you got to put your weight in, and you start cycling, and it goes for so long, and then steps it up, and then goes for so long, steps it up. And so I went a little over 2 miles on that thing, and my legs were burning like I was out,
Yeah.
and it had gone to like level 4. It was the last stage I completed, so I was on level 5. And I still had 5 more levels to go.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't fucking do it. And I stopped and it's like below average. I'm like, no shit. That's why I'm at the gym.
Seems to go be at the gym if it was above average. Hell no.
Yeah. So I was basically my week just revolving around food. Like, how'd your week go?
It was good. I continued to work at the in my little mental health field I'm in now.
Yeah.
It's never a dull moment over there, so I really appreciate that because I work with mostly people in addiction,
Mm-hmm.
and it's never boring. It's always interesting. There's something new happening every day. So, I mean, I can't go into depth about it, but
Right.
that's basically all I do. Really, I haven't done much anything else. I did go have lunch with my mother yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
which was nice. I did enjoy that.
Where'd you go?
Chipotle.
And you lost me.
Best place on not best place on earth, but I was very happy because I've been craving it all week. I was like, man, I need that damn burrito like now. And we went. I was like, yes, this is what I was looking for.
You're supposed to love and respect your mother, not give her diarrhea. Oh God, Chipotle's nasty.
She went on a hike after that too. I was like,
poor thing.
I was like, she was telling me about it while we were eating. I was like, we probably shouldn't have got Chipotle then.
Oh boy, that was a short hike.
Yeah, I was like, they better be a public hike with porta potties.
Yeah. So this job, has it kind of reignited your passion to continue on mental health, or is this just kind of where you're wanting to
Oh,
go?
I definitely want to go further in it. Like, at the place I work at, there's also counselors
Mm-hmm.
for addiction and mental health counselors. And I would really rather be like a behavioral / mental health counselor, but it's easier to get certified in Kansas for an addiction counselor.
Yeah.
So I might just go that route because it's a lot less college. But I don't know. I'll have to see. I definitely want to go further in it, though. I don't want to just stop at where I'm at.
You got to bump a few lines so that way you know what you're talking about, or
I guess so. Just have a raging week. Just get back to it.
now.
Yeah, I know.
Oh shit. You still like watching the videos and reading shit? Like,
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially with like I have to look up group ideas
Yeah.
for being in an addiction center,
Mhm.
and because I have to run classes every day. I have to run one class every day, and I have to manufacture it myself, have it be my own idea, and have to be within these certain boundaries of what I can and can't talk about
Right.
while I'm there. So it has a lot of research that goes into it.
Yeah.
And I love learning about the shit, and I love keeping it in mind and finding all these new things. So I'm always thinking about it and always doing it. So it's definitely fun.
That's cool. I don't know. It's important to find a job that you enjoy. You
Yeah.
know? Like,
This is the first job that I was actually like excited to go into work.
yeah.
I've never been excited to go to work in my entire life.
Yeah.
And I got my first job at 12 at a turkey farm.
Yeah.
And I've never in my life been excited to go to work until this job.
Oh, I know. There's been some arm wrestling matches over that shit.
But this one's definitely very rewarding and very fun.
When
It sucks, but it's still a really enjoyable job.
when I was your age, it was hard for me to get going. Like, you know, I did have several jobs. You know, not at 19, but uh, you know, my younger teens. Like, I did a little stint as a bricklayer, and I done this, and I done that, and you know, just trying to find a place in the world. And you know, I don't know. It's hard to find what you enjoy or like what you are willing to put up with.
Yeah,
You know, because a lot of people get into that where it's just they're willing to put up with it for the money, which is great.
yeah,
You know, because you know it's money, it pays the bills. But you know, I mean, you know, like I'm one of those people that didn't have a passion lighting my fire enough to pursue it. You know, so I went into what I was comfortable with, and you know, like my job, I enjoy my job, but you know, it's not like every boy grows up to dream about garbage. You know,
yeah,
so. But yeah, I mean, it takes both, I guess, in this world, you know.
yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm proud that you're pursuing something that you actually enjoy.
Yeah, it's weird. Because after dropping out of college, I was like, ugh, what the hell was I thinking? Me chasing dreams? What the shit? And then came back, I was like, yeah, I probably should at least try again.
I mean,
And now here we are.
yeah, I mean, school is important, but school is not the defining moment.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, you can work in something that you know, enjoy. You know, like if you would have tried to go like full psychologist, PhD, and all that, there's a good chance you may not have liked it.
yeah,
You know, because there's a lot of stuff that you don't know about, and you know, you're left with a job that you're like, eh, and all the fucking you
yeah,
know, college debt, and then now you're just working any job to pay that debt off, and yeah, it can be a pain in the ass, but so I don't know. I mean, life has a bunch of different paths, so.
So to segue
Hmm.
from psychology and whatnot, this the show that came out recently.
Yeah, the quiet on set.
Yeah,
Yeah, we watched that last night. I need a fucking psychologist after watching that. Jesus.
yeah, we binged all 4 episodes of it last night. We
Well,
don't stop it. We just kept going.
well,
And you took notes from what I was remembering.
well, I'm old, and so I gotta. Man, I'm not gonna read the notes, but it had. I don't know. For me, if I write it down, I have a easier time remembering stuff. You know, I don't have to really look at the notes, but you know, it's just helpful. I don't know in the moment, but I mean, there's so much shit going on. If nobody's seen it, then I think you should watch it. I mean,
It's on Hulu. Was it? Or what was it on?
HBO Max.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or Max now. But yeah,
but I mean, you probably watch it about anywhere.
yeah.
But
God,
yeah,
it was so good though.
I mean, it bashed the shit out of Nickelodeon.
Yeah,
But like,
pretty bad.
like I would watch you guys watching those shows when you were younger
Yeah,
on like the Disney Channel and Nickelodeon, and even back then, I'm like, well, that's kind of odd, yeah, because like the formula was like you had like you know the kids doing all the kid stuff, and then there was always like one sexualized girl in there
yeah,
that was like shoot, I don't even know the whole like thing on that, like their actual ages and stuff, but like they were out of place, like they shouldn't have been there,
yeah.
you know. And it's like okay, But the Nickelodeon thing with the Dan Schneider, that was way fucking worse.
Yeah. Well, Dan Schneider wasn't even like, compared to the other people that they brought up in that documentary, Dan Schneider looked like a saint compared to everybody else.
Well, I don't know about a saint.
Compared to everybody else, if you're strictly comparing him to the rest of those three people, he's not as bad. He's creepy as fuck, and he's still not a good guy.
He's creepy, but if you base it off the allegations, then he's just like him. But so for the people that haven't watched it, Dan Schneider is the creator of several Nickelodeon shows,
Such as,
and a producer. He did the Amanda Show. He did all that. He did what's the one Drake and Josh.
yeah, he did Drake and Josh, iCarly, Sam and Cat, Victorious.
Yeah.
All the major shows I watched growing up.
Yeah.
I watched all those shows religiously.
Yeah. So, and whenever you watch it, like the first episode starts off and it's mainly about like the writers and stuff. And honestly, because like you watch like the TikToks and stuff, and it's all like, he's a pedo. And well, if you go by the allegations, then yes, but like there has been no proof yet. I mean, personally, I think probably,
Yeah.
but what was proven was that he's an asshole. He's an asshole to work for.
Yeah, created like a toxic work environment.
Yeah, like he's very sexist towards the writers and stuff.
Pretty racist, also.
Yeah, he had some definitely racist moments with one of the actors. The writers that they had on there that was complaining about him. Oh, to me, a lot of it was like pissed off that they didn't make it big or something, but he was very sexist towards them, but like one of them was like, so one of the female writers had an idea for a skit, and she was trying, or part of a story, and she was trying to pitch her idea, and he had, like all the male writers in the office and him and everything, and he's like, what would make this pitch better is if you bend over the desk and act like you're getting sodomized while you're telling me the pitch. And she's like, I don't want to do that. He's like, come on, it'll be funny. And she begrudgingly did it,
Yeah, because he kept nagging and wouldn't let it go. Allegedly,
I
wouldn't put it past him, but I'm just saying that there's no proof,
Yeah, I mean, she did have like collaborating witnesses, but
yeah,
yeah, I mean, it's very fucked up. But to me, he came off as just a spoiled fucking kid because he started off whenever he was like 19.
Yeah, he was in a couple of the shows at 19.
Yeah, he started off in Head of the Class.
Yeah,
and he was basically cast as the dorky fat kid. Because a lot of their shows back then had that.
Yeah.
Like that's the one we pick on.
People of my generation, ours was Josh from Jake and Josh.
So anyway, so he went from that. He wanted to prove himself as a writer and stuff, and he did write some stuff, but I mean, all the shit I seen was him taking concepts from Saturday Night Live, concepts from Fear Factor, concepts from a lot of adult TV shows and a lot of adult situations, and trying to break them down into kid situations. And that shit was creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
Like the whole feet thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
he played into fetishes a lot.
He did. But
there was a lot of innuendos that weren't really okay.
Well, like there's a couple of like clips that are like going around, of like that whole potato thing. I mean, it kind of just looked like some kind of joke that failed, but without the context of it, it looks very sexual.
Yeah.
But then you get the one where it's all like, "Oh, I can't drink water upside down." Like that one was for sure Like
Yeah.
that was like the same, like shot for shot of this. There's this movie, I think like American Beauty or something like that. It had Kevin Spacey in it, and then some other girl. Anyway, she was in like this exact same pose, and it was a very sexualized scene.
Yeah.
And it's all like, man, you ain't clever, motherfucker. Like, like he's just taking shit from that he's seen elsewhere and then trying to pass it off as his own idea. That's what it looks like to me. Like, oh yeah, and
Yeah, and that was with Ariana Grande, who, like, I don't know if she was legal at the time. She didn't look legal.
that
And
shit, like, I don't know,
I don't know.
16, something like
Yeah,
that.
she looked young, and they had her doing all that.
Yeah, and he passes off like, oh, this is funny, and so, and I remember the shows. There were several funny things,
Yeah.
but there was just these odd little things, like feet, especially was a big thing. Um, the one, the pickle guy.
Ooh.
Yeah, right. We'll get to the rest of him in a minute,
His
but
name is Brian Peck.
yeah, but well, they had a guest star. They had a guest. Ray Romano is his name. He's a comedian,
Okay.
and he's locked behind that door. He's like, "Is there
Oh,
anybody
yeah.
out there?" And the pickle guy comes walking by with this tray of pickles, and I shit you not, like he takes a pickle and slides it through. Well, back in the day, they would call it a glory hole. So,
Yeah.
I mean, do you know what one of those?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to explain it.
Yeah.
But I'm sure like everybody probably gets it. If not, don't message me on it. But anyway, so that was probably the most egregious one I saw. That was like really in the window.
Yeah.
So, and then I don't know what's your feelings on him. I mean, that's kind of my just spoiled fucking kid that thinks he's funny and steals ideas.
I mean, that's basically what I think too. I think that he tried to like express his fantasies and shit like through
Yeah.
the children's shows, because there were a lot of things that were absolutely sexual innuendos
Mm.
and a lot of like fetish-esque things in it. So I think he looked at it as like an outlet to like hide it, but kind of throw in there his little fantasies that he had.
Mm.
And he's absolutely a pedo. Like I just get a weird vibe from him, and from the little bit of evidence that there is,
Yeah.
I would not trust him.
He's got some really creepy pics, and he's really. It showed a lot of comfortable moments in between him and some of these kids.
Yeah, it's specifically one of them. There was like this whole thing. He was in a hot tub with Amanda Bynes, which is like the girl from the Amanda Show, the teenage girl from Big Fat Liar, and she was like 13, 14, and it was just him and her in a hot tub, and she was in this like bathing suit, and then Dan Schneider was like completely fully dressed, and it just looked really, really weird. And I know if I was her parent,
Yeah.
I would not have been okay with it.
Well, I mean, I think the shot was unnecessary.
Absolutely.
Like I don't know what the thought process of why they thought that would be a good idea. Like, hey, let's put this 13-year-old in a fucking.
I don't think it was in a show either. I think it was just.
No, it was like a mock interview. It was in the show.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was part of the show, but because he liked to write himself into the story, and like he was like portrayed as like this all powerful producer and
I know they
cool guy.
They labeled him as God at some point.
Yeah.
One of the kids called him. He's literally a god.
Yeah, he's like God. It's like, all right, like.
And Dan Schneider wrote that line.
Yeah, that's the bad part. But like, he started believing his own ego. Like he started believing whatever character he was writing that he was that guy. But I mean, I don't think the shot was inappropriate for sure. I mean, if he got energy. I mean, I thank God he was fully clothed. It may have been worse if he was like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm in swim trunks. It's fine. I wore a t-shirt."
Yeah, that would have been worse.
Yeah, that would have been much worse. But
I just don't get
still,
why the girl had to be in a swimsuit. Well, like it just didn't. I feel like if she was fully clothed, it would have been just as fine. Like
well, there's this weird thing where, I mean, it affects girls. From what I see, it affects girls so much because like there's this time where they dress like a kid, and then there's where then they switch to try to dress more like an adult. Well, it doesn't look right,
yeah.
and
And she was still dressed as a kid at the time, though.
yeah,
She
no,
wasn't trying to dress like a woman yet.
or no, but like how like Hollywood is so focused on. I mean, I don't think it's different now, but it could be. But they seem so focused back then on trying to find another Justin Bieber, another Britney Spears, another Christina Aguilera. That
Yeah.
And they, to me, it looked like they were trying to, they would just keep going younger and younger and younger because the younger they are, then the longer you have to exploit them.
Yeah.
And knowing the fucking parents on this shit, wow. I don't know how many times I wanted to punch my TV screen last night.
Yeah.
And I mean, there was one dad on there that you're like, okay, he's trying to do the right thing. So what do? We get him fucking kicked out,
Yeah.
and get him away from, his kid. And then, of course, later his kid gets taken advantage of. But
Yeah.
I don't know that. But with, the Dan Schneider thing, like there's something fucking going on there. I have to believe that, until proven otherwise.
Yeah. I think that's a fair statement to believe on, though. Like, I wouldn't trust him.
Yeah.
The Drake Bell thing was really, really interesting because that was like one of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
Was Drake and Josh.
Well, that was the second pedophile that they had hired.
Yeah.
There was 3 total.
Yeah, the first one. No. Yeah, you're right. There was 3.
Yeah, the first one was something Handy, like John or James Handy, something like that. And luckily he's in prison, or he was in prison. I don't know if he's out now or not, but I bet you Handy gave a lot of fucking handies while he was in prison.
Yeah, probably.
Because
I think the most fucked up guy was the
Peck.
Yeah, Brian Peck.
Yeah. But yeah, the Handy guy, he was the first one that they talked about, and he was a production assistant. They call him a PA or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's basically.
Oh yeah. I remember.
And they're basically, or he was basically, in charge of corralling the kids from this point from their parents to onset, or this point to rehearsal, stuff like that. So he was in charge of like transporting the kids and keeping them showing up on time and stuff like that. And he built a relationship with one of the actresses. I don't think they ever said her name, but
yeah, it was the Brandy girl.
I don't remember the name.
Yeah, her first name was Brandy.
Okay, but
you're talking about the one with the computer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's Brandy.
But she was 11 years old, and then like he started like sending her emails, and they all started off like fairly, professional.
It's still weird, but he kept it mostly professional.
It's weird. He should have been going through the mother because that's the adult.
Yeah.
The child, even though they're a star, doesn't make the decision. But which is, it's weird because like we have child labor laws, except on that, like we got them, but
yeah.
So but anyway, he ends up sending a full nude picture of himself to this girl, and he's like pleasuring himself.
Yeah.
Why do people do that?
Why do people do it?
Yeah, like, I mean, you dabbled in psychology. Like, what's your opinion on that? Like,
Well,
Why would somebody send a picture like that to a fucking kid?
well, that's a two-parter. But first part, like, why do people send nudes? Because they're looking for self-validation. It's
Okay.
they're trying to get validation from other people on their own self. I forget the word. We just talked about this last night, but they're trying to get validation on themselves for like how they look or how.
Uh,
So like they go. Basically, the reason people send nudes is for other people's reaction
uh,
because they're looking for like, oh my gosh, it looks so good, or oh my gosh, you're so hot.
right.
That's the only reason people send nudes is for self validation.
I don't know about the only reason, but
Well, I mean, for the most part, I
yeah.
would say. And of course, I'm just Google certified, but I did do a little bit of college, but we didn't get into this. But yeah, it's self validation from another person they're trying to get. And then with this guy, his self validation was coming from because he is attracted to children. So he was trying to get his self validation in a pedophile side, I guess, pedophile way. Because in the like the definition way, it's you're trying to get self validation from another person, and because he's attracted to children, that would be his validation would be through people he's attracted to, being children.
I mean, why would you? I don't know. It's so weird to like. That's how that's such a weird concept to like. I'm gonna do this. Like, I don't understand like what the ticks are for that. Like why that because to them they think it's a good idea. You know.
To send it to children, or just send it in general.
Well, I mean the children. I mean the sending nudes is so widespread. Like it's what is it? What is the phrasing for that? It's like the social norm almost. Like almost everybody's done it.
Yeah,
I haven't, but um, I've received them and I appreciate it. but
yeah,
um, but yeah, I mean, it just seems like that. I mean, that's socially acceptable. I mean, people understand it and all that because sex drive and stuff like that. But I don't know. I guess this is like a mystery that I guess may never be solved. I mean, I've heard different things. Like past traumas and stuff like that. But
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Now that I'm angry again,
So
show.
I needed to double check myself on Google real quick. So the reason people send nude pictures of themselves is they're seeking approval through self-sexualization. That's the word I was trying to think of was self-sexualization.
And then you go from Mr. Handyman to Brian Peck. God, that and I mean, Handy was fucking awful.
Absolutely.
And then you get to fucking Peck.
Yeah.
And I felt a little hurt whenever like they're like, well, it was weird because like he had a room that was like dedicated to like comic books and vintage toys. I'm like, okay, fuck you. That shit's kind of cool. Like why you got to throw that in there? Now the room or his garage that he converted to look like the Planet of the Apes was a little weird because that wasn't that good a movie.
Yeah.
The original one, the new ones, they're all right.
Okay.
But then he had, and you saw it, and you're all like, "Oh, that's that one guy."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Huh?"
Like they were doing a pan around the room basically.
Yeah.
And I seen it like way off in the corner. I was like, oh my gosh, that looks like the drawings or the paintings that John Wayne Gacy would do.
Yeah.
And then sure enough, he got this painting signed and like noted on the back by John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah, and then showed it off. And then he had like notes,
a bunch of letters from.
Yeah, he was a pen pal of John Wayne Gacy. He had all his notes like in his nightstand and shit. And I'm like, so that's not red flag?
for the people who don't know, John Wayne Gacy was a serial killer, and around the same time as like Jeffrey Dahmer, but he would dress up as a clown. I think it was Bozo the Clown is what his little character name was. But with that, he would lure young children. Almost every time, I think, with besides the occasion of one or two, was little boys. I think he had over 15, 20 different victims.
Yeah.
But he would do things to the children, and then he would kill them.
Yeah.
The little boys. And this guy who works at Nickelodeon, Brian Peck, is pen pals with this serial killer of little boys.
Yeah, he's a dialogue coach, and he works really close with all the actors and actresses.
Yeah,
and he's showing the shit off to the parents and the kids
as if it's a prize or like an achievement.
I can understand that if you were, a child actor and everything, you'd be all like, "Oh, that's weird, but kind of cool," because like John Wayne Gacy is weirdly famous, right? And you wouldn't really know any better. But as a parent, I'd be standing there going, "Why the fuck is he a pen pal with John Wayne Gacy? Why is he watching my kid?"
Yeah,
I mean, hello,
yeah,
and I don't know. And then that whenever what's his name came on screen, Drake.
Drake Bell.
Yeah, whenever he came on screen,
I was like, "Oh, I knew it."
Yeah, like that. He even got in trouble for similar actions, but that's a whole different story for a whole different time. But
which I also predicted while we were watching it, that Drake Bell would end up having those kind of issues.
Yeah, but he told the whole story about what this pet guy was doing to him, and basically was grooming him the entire way. And whenever Drake's dad started questioning how close he was and how, he's like got his hand on his shoulder and like rubbing his arm and, putting his arm around his waist. And, he's like complaining to the producers about it. And they're like, "Oh, well, you didn't know that, Brian Peck is gay and you're just homophobic."
Yeah.
Just discarding any notion that there might be something a little fucked up going on.
Yeah.
Great, he's gay. That's fine. But maybe we should keep our hands off fucking 15-year-old.
Yeah.
How about it,
Yeah.
So.
But so Drake Bell ended up getting molested by the guy. And he didn't go into detail necessarily, but he said, Drake Bell, and I quote, "Picture the worst things that you could imagine." That's what he was doing.
Yeah. It was sad to see.
It absolutely was, because I looked up to Drake and Josh watching the show because I love that show. So many funny moments. It was a good show. And knowing that, literally a couple months before the show started, that's what was going on. I'm kind of ruining my childhood a little bit. But
I still hope his mom feels like a piece of shit.
His mom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope she feels like one because, she didn't like to drive in the city. So you're going to have to, stay with Brian. It's all like,
do a little sleepover with the 40-year-old man.
Yeah. Bitch, pick up your kid.
Yeah.
Fucking take him to work. He's paying for your shit.
Yeah.
The bad thing about child actors and actresses is that the parents, that's their financial freedom is through their kids.
Mm-hmm.
And it appears some of them are okay with their kids getting used like that.
Yeah.
I blame the parents just as much as the people. I mean, they're like the one mom that was about the first guy.
Yeah.
She didn't want to say anything because she didn't want to be labeled as a troublemaker.
Yeah.
So she just let it go. I mean, she protected her kid, wouldn't let them, him around or anything like that. But she didn't fucking push it, it's going to be okay whenever he goes and tries to do it to somebody else. And he did.
Yeah.
The only reason that they got involved is because the LA's crime unit or whatever contacted them, and they're like, "Yeah, that happened to us too."
Yeah.
But she didn't want to be a troublemaker, and that was I used air quotations on a podcast that nobody can see.
Yet.
Yeah, it's like why? Why? I mean, how much? How much is that worth?
Yeah.
You know, like man, whenever you were younger, and I would have, I'd be in jail
Yeah.
for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
Like, oh God. So, but yeah, I mean, then you get back to Brian Peck and everything, and he goes to court, and he's there for sentencing and stuff, and he's got all these people on his side supporting him.
Yeah, they said his side of the courtroom was completely full of people and supporters.
Yeah, and Drake's side had like nobody.
Had his mom and his brother.
Yeah, like, are you fucking kidding me? You know, like, I mean, I'm not like a big like Me Too guy. Like, I mean, some people lie. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, some people just want attention, and like I get that. You
Mhm.
know, I mean, for the most part, yeah, but I mean, this shit's like he had a recording. The cops had him call Peck and
Had
like,
Drake call Peck,
yeah,
and they recorded the phone call.
yeah, and got him to like self confess. And the entire time, he's all like, "Are we being recorded?" And then he just keep confessing.
Yeah.
Are we being recorded? And then confess again. And I mean, like he wanted to get caught, or he really wasn't that scared of getting caught.
Yeah.
You know. And then what he got like
He got 16 months
probation.
of jail.
Yeah, and then 2 years probation.
And I think it was 200 hours of community service. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, and after the 16 months, right back to work on a fucking kid show.
Yeah.
Zach and Cody, and
Which is crazy.
dude, I never so bad wanted to be a vigilante in my life. If he would have fucking touched Zach or Cody, Jesus Christ, you know, because there's still that little kid from Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah.
What was that name of that movie?
Grown ups?
No, it was whenever he had the kid.
Oh, not That's My Boy. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah. Oh my God, I can't believe
It's with the picture of him and the kid pissing on the wall or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's Zach and or Cody.
Yeah. I think they played the same person. They just they would take turns, you know.
Right. That's usually what they do with twins in Hollywood, so that way one can rest and the other one can. They can work them more because
What's so messed up is I watched so much Zach and Cody. Also, like that was my two things. I was bouncing between Nickelodeon and Disney for those shows.
They, like, I mean, they're adults now. They can take care of themselves, but still, you got to.
Yeah, Cole Sprouse is now like an American heartthrob.
Yeah, but you got to protect them boys.
Yeah.
I don't know. They were so. I don't know.
My little conspiracy theory with this.
What?
There's no evidence or whatever besides the last name, but Josh Peck, which is Josh of Drake and Josh, he has never publicly identified his father, which raises some eyebrows. You know, why not? You know. So I think that this Brian Peck guy is secretly Josh Peck's dad.
Well,
because the pictures of Brian Peck, almost every time he was with Josh Peck. Like, he was with him a lot in the pictures.
Well, I mean, you'd have to find out if like his mom and dad was married, if his mom took his name, or if that's her maiden name. Could have just been a creepy uncle, you know.
Yeah, could have been. But it's kind of weird that he would never identify his dad. It
is weird, but I mean, I'm
just assuming because I like my little conspiracy theories.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just, I'm not trying to poke holes in it, but devil's advocate, I mean, his dad just could have been a piece of shit that he didn't want any part of and didn't want to share any of his money with.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
That's my conspiracy theory.
It does make you wonder.
It does make sense too, because if that was my dad, I'd be embarrassed to tell anybody.
Yeah. True.
So, I don't know.
Yeah. And then they briefly mentioned the third one. I didn't even catch his name. He didn't do anything with anybody on set, but he brought some kid with him.
Yeah, it was like an 11, 12-year-old.
Yeah. And it's like, what the fuck?
I brought some kid to the parking lot of Nickelodeon,
Yeah.
would do the awful things,
Yeah.
and then would just leave.
Fucking bring your own victim to work day or what?
Yeah, I
You
guess
know?
so.
So that's fucking Hollywood for you.
Well, that's Nickelodeon.
Well,
I'm sure it happens many more times than many other different networks.
Well, like you go through like movies and stuff like that. Like, I mean, it. I don't even know how many times like you'll see things and be like, "Hey, I don't know about that."
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think of some examples, but I don't really want to give examples at the same time. But it's just like I don't know the using of kids, and I mean you can get into that whole Hollywood Pizzagate fucking
Yeah.
you know you can go down this like long rabbit hole thing about fucking celebrities and kids and fucking taking their blood so that way they can stay young forever, you know.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, I've seen some of them that they have definitely aged not well. So
Yeah.
maybe they
Britney
got
Spears will be one of them.
yeah, well, I mean,
She did not age well.
dude, I would still.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's the most hot take we've had on the show.
dude, what are you talking about?
She looks awful now.
Dude, she looks 40. That's fuck you.
No. She looks, oh my gosh. She looks awful.
No,
Because I can agree, like in the early 2000s, 90s, smoking hot. Now, I wouldn't touch her with a pole.
I'd still hit it.
That's,
No
oh
problem.
my gosh.
I mean, I'll never.
You wouldn't catch me dead.
I'm never going to get asked to, but if I was,
She's crazy enough. She just might.
dude, I'd be skipping all the way up to that fucking crazy room.
Oh my gosh. Where's the padded room?
Oh, I'd be.
Where's the straight jacket?
I'd be kicking that door open, going, "Hit me, baby, one more time." Fuck you. That was a funny dad joke. Oh shit.
No, you wouldn't catch me dead. She looks gross.
Oh, wow. Well, you're 19.
Well, there's still several celebrities that are in that age bracket that I think are smoking.
Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston, Courtney Cox.
Huh?
Courtney Cox is still kind of hot. The Botox kind of ruined it a little, but she's not bad looking. She's not bad looking. Lisa Kudrow.
Dude, she got Lisa Kudrow's a lot, but
Yeah.
but man, like Courtney Cox, she got that lot. She got the Botox and she got the boob job.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, because
I haven't seen her in a while, so I haven't seen her since like 2016.
Well, I mean, like before she did the Botox and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, she looked older, but I mean, she still looked good. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like, older women are awesome, and trying to retain the youth or whatever is not a good look. Like,
Yeah.
you know, fucking like people ask me about when are you going to dye your hair? You know, because I have a lot of gray hair.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
I've never dyed my hair because I don't need the dyed hair. I don't need the convertible.
Yeah.
I don't need to try to get with some 22-year-old. Like I'm good with my midlife. So
You're just trying to avoid the Dan allegations.
do it.
Dan Schneider.
Oh, fuck you, dude. I'll never have them allegations against me. That dude has to look like he don't even know what pussy looks like. Like,
Yeah. He does have that look.
I think that's a lot of his problem is that, like, you know, I mean, you could tell he got rejected a lot.
Yeah.
And it had nothing to do with his looks or the fact that he was big. Like,
Yeah.
I'm big,
Yeah.
you know, and
Well, this guy's a different breed of big, though.
well, he's a different breed of fucking creepy.
That's true.
You know, like you could just tell that he doesn't know how to be comfortable with himself without trying to portray himself as like some big shot producer and this, like, that's his whole thing,
Yeah.
but, and that, I mean, to me, that's why he tries to buddy up to the kids because that's like mentally on his level. Because, like, that's whenever he started, like, that's whenever he was probably the last time he was funny or interesting was around that age, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know shit. I'm not even Google certified.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Fucking weirdos all across the world, especially ones that won't take a shot at Britney Spears. What the fuck?
What?
Fuck you texting for? We podcasting.
Sorry. I had an important business thing.
Uh-huh.
Don't worry about it.
Uh-huh.
I got a proposition for you. You can't refuse.
I bet you I can.
Watch me.
Is it on air quotable or what?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, God.
Oh, Lordy.
So, what's your plans the rest of the day?
I go tear up the steak, get the meat sweats, take a nap.
Yeah.
Probably get some stuff around the house done.
I'm going to eat this.
No, I won't.
I'm going to eat this food. And then I'm going to go to Lowe's and buy some plywood.
Ooh, you know what we should make fit into our plans today?
What?
We should watch that new X-Men 97.
So, we're going to watch a show last night about people getting raped in their childhood.
Yeah.
And we're going to go now watch a show and rape my childhood. Gotcha. I know it's going to be awful.
You could be surprised.
It's going to have an agenda. I know it's going to have an agenda.
If it does, we'll turn it off. If it doesn't, we can enjoy Wolverine in 4K.
Yeah, I'm going to take these claws. I'm going to kill this robot and stop global warming.
Yeah.
Like, we're just going to
You said there's only like 2 episodes out right now.
I don't know, 2, 3, something like that. I mean, it did, like, the little bit I seen, like, did look cool. And it did, like, have the feel of, like, the original X-Men. But,
it looks almost the exact same as the old cartoon.
that made me...
Well, not really old. It's like 90s, 2000.
Before, I didn't want to watch, like, any comic book movies because of, like, all the agenda shit.
Yeah.
Because then after watching this shit, I don't want to fucking watch any movies anymore.
I'm done with TV for the rest of the year.
Dude, I'm going to go back to, like, listening to, like, fucking radio broadcast or something.
Go back to podcasting it.
No, not even podcast, just the Shadow Knows, like fucking like 1800 bullshit.
Twilight Zone.
Yeah, like, yeah, it's just one dude in a recording booth, but fucking know my luck, something will come out about the guys back then in the recording booth used to tell the Shadow stories while they were whacking one off or some shit,
Yeah.
Why do people gotta be people?
Just how the world works. There's shitty and there's good.
This is a really down podcast. You know that, right?
Okay, let's type it up. We're gonna have such good steak in a minute. Wah, wah, wah.
Click that like button and share.
No,
don't. Please don't.
We're like 8 people. Don't let anybody else find out about this.
Yeah, I know, right? Fucking gonna get canceled because we talk about fucking Hollywood being bullshit.
Yeah, fuck it. Ain't nobody give a damn.
Yeah. I don't know. I wanted to be in the Illuminati. It's so weird that, like, because before, like, you talk about, like, the Illuminati, you're clinked up, straight jacket, but you're going to the mental ward. Now everybody's all like, oh, Illuminati? Yeah.
Yeah, we know that.
They meet on Thursday nights.
Yeah.
Like, if you knew, you're the one that brings the pizza rolls.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but,
I bring the ranch, you bring the pizza rolls.
Yeah, we got the Illuminati, we got aliens. Like,
ooh, have you ever had pizza rolls with Chick-fil-A sauce?
Well, no.
It'll change your life.
Yeah, it's called diabetes. So,
Hey, I'm still here. I ain't got it. We're good.
you 19, you like resilient, but I'm 42. If I dunk pizza rolls into Chick-fil-A sauce,
It's something else. People, you need to try it.
yeah, fuck,
It's so good.
yeah, I'll try it and lose a foot.
I'll trip on a step and it'll just fall off.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it does. It does kind of sound good.
Ooh, that sounds good.
But
Wrapping this up and go eat food.
well, just want to talk about food for one second.
Oh my god, I'm hungry already.
I know you're hungry. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten in a week. Talk about hungry. I haven't eaten in 7 hours. But I don't like. I know you're still young, but I'm 42. Like I'm supposed to be past like the bachelor college menu.
Yeah.
You know, like I shouldn't be having ramen noodles on a regular. You know, there shouldn't be any pizza rolls in my freezer.
There aren't, but yeah.
I know there's not now. And apparently I need to buy Chick-fil-A sauce. But yeah, like I always thought I would be this age and like eating more gracefully, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, but
You say that as we're about to go tear up 5.5 pounds of steak.
right, but dude, I mean,
We've never done this before, I know.
well, your shit looks like a hunk of meat.
Yeah.
Mine at least has some color. You know, like
I'm sorry, I didn't go buy extra shit for it. I had no idea I was making one.
yeah.
I thought you were just making the one.
No, I said you could make one, but you didn't have to.
I know.
But yeah, I got the meat. I got some baby carrots in there. Got some green onion.
Mm-hmm.
Got some mushroom in there.
Tell them.
Yeah, I put the mushroom in there just so you wouldn't eat it.
Fair enough.
And then from you, I took your advice and I coated. Somebody please tell me if this is a real thing or if he's just fucked me. I covered it in honey or no, just Dijon mustard.
Dijon, yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to go try this out and see if it works. Even if it tastes like shit, I'm still going to eat it.
It's more often used for like barbecue, but you were kind of cooking it similar to like smoking something.
Yeah, I like
So it'll probably
boiled it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll probably be pretty good still.
Yeah. All right. Let's go eat this shit.
All right.